Happy International Women's Day. Just waiting for some people to join. Great, so I'll soon be joined by Patricia from Girls Inspired. Join here. In the meantime, oh, there we go. There you are. Hi, Patricia. How are you doing?
Hi, Monica.
Oh. I think the connection's just stabilizing a bit. Can you hear me okay, Patricia?
Yeah, I think, hold on a bit. I can't hear you very well, but hold on. I think it's from my end.
No worries. Well, in the meantime, just welcome to everyone and happy International Women's Day. While Patricia sorts out her connection issues, I guess I can just introduce myself and tell you a bit about one of the ways in which Freedom United is celebrating International Women's Day and how you can also get involved. So my name is Monica and I'm a campaigner at Freedom United, which for anyone who doesn't know is the world's largest community dedicated to ending human trafficking and modern slavery. And this year for International Women's Day, we're partnering with the wonderful organisation Girls Inspired, represented here today by Patricia, to give our community an opportunity to support a group of really incredible women who have experienced trafficking and who are now back in Nigeria on the road to recovery, setting up their own businesses. So despite the challenges they've faced, they are setting up some businesses as leather workers, as caterers, really in the area where they've had a dream to become entrepreneurs. And we think they're a really inspiring group of women that we're just really excited to be supporting today. So I'm sure, as Patricia will, talk about today, securing a stable income is really essential for trafficking survivors to be able to move forward and protect themselves and their families from further exploitation. So we're raising funds to essentially help them launch and grow their own businesses. So in today's event, we're going to find out a bit more about these women and the work that Girls Inspired does with them. But we're also doing a fundraiser all throughout today. So if you want to read more about the individual stories of some of these women and donate, you can do so at any point. And the link in our bio and a label that's called Stand With Survivors, you click there and that's where everything is. And last thing I say before I pass over to you, Patricia, is just that if you have any questions for Patricia throughout this live session, please put them in the comments and I will be checking them every so often so that we can make sure we can try and cover everything today. So now I'm going to pass over to you, Patricia, to introduce yourself and maybe also give a quick introduction to what Girls Inspired does. That would be great.
Okay, happy International Women's Day to all the women all over the world. I'm delighted to be part of this conversation today. Thank you, Freedom United, for having us, Girls Inspired, this evening for this insightful conversation. Yes, it will be very insightful. My name is Patricia Njoku. I work for Girls Inspired Development Network. Girls Inspired is a non-governmental organization that is located in Nigeria. Girls Inspired operates on the belief that women and girls should not be limited in discovering their full potential. We leverage technology, innovation, education, and advocacy for better economic outcome of women. And in our advocacy for better economic outcome of women, it involves advocacy against forced human trafficking, as well as supporting survivors of human trafficking to get back to their stand. We understand that a lot of women are trafficked, and then upon return they face a lot of challenges, and then they face a lot of difficulties and a lot of emotional traumas. So these are some of the gaps we try to bridge, or we are working towards bridging at Girls Inspired. So we work through our platform, one of our platforms called iSave. iSafe is actually a community-based initiative that advocates for women and girls' safety. So through our iSafe platform, that is where we support survivors of human trafficking, and then why we continue to advocate for women and girls' safety. Thank you once again for having me.
Great. No, it's a total pleasure to have you. So I guess just to start off then, any supporters who have looked at the website already will see some of the testimonies of the women we're supporting today. But there's quite a lot of variety there of the sort of situations that they've faced. Some people have been trafficked to Libya and Lebanon, others to Oman and some Gulf countries. And then I think there's one person who was trafficked to the Ivory Coast as well. And there's lots of different sort of modern slavery issues that come up in those stories. Some women were working under forced labour conditions as domestic workers. One woman was faced sex trafficking, and then there's also some women who were detained in Libya's notorious detention centres and faced really horrific treatment there. So I guess those stories give us a sort of wide view of some of the major problems that are affecting women and girls in these situations. But I was wondering if you could give us a little bit more context on how trafficking of women and girls in Nigeria actually occurs.
Okay. So, like I already said, we are passionate about women and girls' safety, and then we also understand that women are so vulnerable to a lot of dangers and abuses in the society. And so for women that are trafficked to different countries, like some of the women we are currently working with or trying to raise funds for, these women, they are actually back from Lebanon, from Libya, from Ivory Coast, and some other states. These women, upon return, they are faced with so much challenges. They are faced with so much economic hardship, and they need a kind of a reintegration back to the society. So that is where we are trying to assist those women. And then part of the things we did was to assist or to support these women to come back from their trafficking journey. Yeah, that was some of the women was that was last year. Yes, about 56 of those women that were trafficked, we were able to support their return. And upon return, we found out that those women have been through a lot. They have been through a lot, sharing their stories with us. They passed through abuses in the countries they traveled to, and then even while they were still traveling, because they didn't, what they had in mind before traveling was not the outcome upon getting to those countries. So some of them had traveled with the mindset of going to make life better for themselves. They had traveled for economic opportunities and probably to help support their families back home here in Nigeria. They never had in mind that they were going to be either exploited or abused upon getting to those countries. But the reverse became the case, because these traffickers had promised them a lot of luxuries. Some of them were, based on the stories they shared with us, some of them were deceived with sweet languages. Some of them were promised jobs and so many things. You get, and then upon getting there, they did not see those things, and then they turned out being exploited. Yes, and they were stuck in those countries. They were stuck there, and most of them were detained for a very long period of time. And some had to even start calling back home here in Nigeria for support to come back because, of course, everything they had, money, everything was gone. And while there, they could not even make any savings because they had to pay their ransom. They had been sold out to someone, and the reality was now so obvious that they now knew, oh, I'm stuck here. I can't even, I don't, they do not own themselves. Whatever the person that had bought them orders them to do, that's what they were not living life of themselves. But through our intervention, they were able to come back, and we've been trying to follow up on this one. Some of them have learned skills, some of them have some business ideas that need to grow up or to scale up. So that is just, in a nutshell, what we do with respect to human trafficking.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I think another thing that really comes through in the testimonies that the women have shared with us is the fact that the challenges don't end when you come home. I think we focus a lot when we talk about human trafficking is, getting people out of a potentially damaging situation. But what I think comes through a lot in what they're saying is, they've come home. Some people have faced difficulties to fit back into their community with their families, to get housing, to get a job. And so I was wondering, yeah, if you could talk to us a bit about some of the things that you find when you come into contact with these women who have returned. What are the main sort of challenges that they face?
Okay, so for these women that these survivors, they face a whole lot of challenges when they come back to Nigeria. Some of them were, of course, they sold out their belongings. They even borrowed money from families and friends before they traveled out. And the plan was, okay, when they get job out there, they can repay or they can pay back whoever they have borrowed money from. But like I said, the reverse was the case. So upon return, aside the trauma, aside the emotional violence that they face out there, they still have this problem of trying to pay off the debts that they had gathered before they traveled. So they face the challenge of trying to pay off their debt or offset their debt. They also face the challenge of trying to get back to the society. Some of them are so stigmatized that they are even scared of going back to their families. Most of the survivors upon return, they don't even let the families know that, oh, they are finally back, because of course some of the families are expecting from
Yeah.
them. They are thinking, okay, my child is somewhere and she is making a huge amount of money, so they are so expectant. So when those ones now come back, the survivors now come back, they are scared of going to face their families because of so many questions they will have to answer. Some of them will have to like, oh, you came back just like that. Your mates have traveled and they came back with a lot of money. See, you are here now and just came back with nothing. So and because of some of this stigma. They don't want to go back to their family. They hang around. They are stuck in some cities, or some of them even go to unknown places where people cannot recognize them because of the shame that they may face. You get leaving their peers, coming back to meet some of their peers or their past friends doing better than them. They'll be like, oh no, I don't want to face this. Let me go to somewhere where no one will even recognize me. And upon going to places like that, they even expose themselves to more dangers. They're even risking themselves more because they do not have housing, they do not have anybody, friends, or anyone there. So they are just new in a place. And then they also do not have economic livelihood, means of livelihood. And then these are the challenges they face, having to take care of themselves. Some of them are single parents that left their children at home, having to raise money to send home. Some that even came back, they try to like, okay, raise money in the city where they are and still pretend as if they are not back, and then they send those money to their families in the village or wherever their families are, and the families may not even know that they are back, but they'll be hiding somewhere so that they will try to like bounce back. So these are some of the challenges, economic challenges, emotional challenges. They are stigmatized, and then pressure from their peers, and then having the need to pay back the loans or the debt they are into before traveling. So these are the major challenges that women or survivors face upon return.
Yeah, so I can imagine with all that pressure, the same pressure that pushed them to then maybe leave their house in the first place, and take up one of these exploitative arrangements is still present when they get back, and so that added to the sort of economic constraints of things must really also make them vulnerable to re-trafficking. Then I imagine, and continued exploitation if there's not a support network there to sort of help them um, find a new like economic livelihood opportunity and sort of rebuild their life. Is that what you find in your work, that you find, especially what you're saying, if on top of that they're out of their original community where they know people, where they have a network? I can imagine. Do you find that a lot of the women that you meet are you see they're at risk of re-trafficking?
Okay, yes. Survivors are very much at risk of being re-trafficked, right? Because, like I said, when they come back, some of them go to a non-destination and they have to start their life all over. And sometimes they meet traffickers again that might offer them something that might sound better than what they had received in the past. Imagine, even when they narrate their story to this person, it's like, oh, I have been trafficked in the past, see what I've passed through, see what happened, and now I am back. These traffickers will still want to paint the story to look so enticing to this survivor. They'll be like, oh, you fell into the wrong hands, that's why you were exploited, or you were not smart enough, or you so many enticing words that they use to lure these survivors into wanting to attempt it again, or into wanting to travel again or to be trafficked again. You understand? So when they offer this opportunity, okay, don't worry, I have gotten a job for you somewhere, and then don't worry, they can even present some false documents or evidence just to convince them. They can specify some materials or pictures or videos just to lure these ones, and then they are so vulnerable. And when the women now found out, like, oh wow, so I was actually not smart enough the first time. It's like I will have to try it again. Maybe this time I will come back better. And when they remember so much responsibilities, so much burden on their shoulders, so much things they need to attend to, they'll be like, oh, I need to try this again. I think I don't need to, so they bounce back, and especially when they don't have a means of livelihood upon return, when they are still like, oh, they're still trying to look for something doing, maybe skills or business to fall into. If they are still trying to get these things and they are not forthcoming, they'll be like, oh, why am I even here wasting? It's better I travel again. So these are some of the reasons why survivors who will be vulnerable or will likely be trafficked. Thank you.
Yeah, and I think just that point just really hits home why the work that you do at Girls Inspired and through the iSafe Hub is so crucial, to really connect women and empower women to set up their own businesses. So, could you tell us a bit about how that works, how the economic livelihood empowerment part of your work actually happens?
Pardon, I didn't get the last part. Can you
Yeah,
please?
so I was just saying how great and then how important clearly it is for these women to receive some support to either find a job or set up their own initiative. And so I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about how the iSafe Hub works and how you actually support the women to set up their own businesses, for example.
Okay. All right. So what we do basically to support these survivors to start up their own businesses or to gain the support. Of course, it's not just about giving them opportunities or telling them, okay, come and do this. I have this opportunity for you. We try to find out from these women. We engage them in conversation. We try to know what they are passionate about. We try to know if they would like to learn a skill or they would like to start up a business. So some of these things are things we speak to this woman about. We offer them, okay, possible opportunities, how about this, that, and they have to make their choices because it's of no point telling someone or forcing them to come and do what they do not have passion for. So what we do is make inquiries with them, okay, and then make sure we fix them into places that they are passionate or into skills that they can be. You know, one thing is about having the passion to do a thing, and then before even the opportunity comes, yes, you can. So these are the things we do aside the psychosocial support that we provide to these women because having gone through a lot of trauma, having gone through a lot of abuses and pain, some of them still they are still in their shell. They think they are not worth living. Some of them even might want to attempt suicide. A lot of them are so depressed. They face a lot of mental health problems. So we try to speak to them. We provide psychosocial support. We engage them in timely conversation. We support them with materials, information on how to bounce back to the society. We let them think that there is still hope, that they can still become whoever they want to be in life for the fact that they are still alive. So these are some of the things we do. We assure them that there is light at the end of of the tunnel. So then we provide them with, for the ones who want to learn skills, we connect them to skill centers or we train them in that we have a hub. We have a training hub where we train these survivors and other women that face different form of abuses or gender-based violence. So in our hub, we have fashion designing, we have makeup, we have confectionery, we have a lot of skills. Okay, so we fix these women to various sections where they are passionate for. And then for the ones that want to do business, they'll be like, okay, I don't really want to learn a skill. I want to start up a small business. We still don't give you capital like that. It's okay. You want to do the business, go ahead and do it. No, we still train them on business development skills. You know, some of these women are not really educated. Okay, so we train them on basic bookkeeping, on how to calculate their sales, their profit, and all of that. So we try to let them also know how to make savings. It's not about starting up a business just to consume, eat up your sales and profit at the end of the day. No, we enlighten them on the need to sustain their businesses, right? And we continue to follow up on them. So when we are sure that this person have this knowledge, because we do assessment at the end of our training, we assess them based on whatever we have trained them on, and we ensure that okay, they already understand. For those that require further training, we place them on internship. After training them on skills, we place them on internship, maybe for 3 months or 6 months, to get mastery of whatever skills they have been trained on. Then we support them with grants or we connect them to loan
Yeah.
opportunities. Yeah. So these are the ways we support this women upon return.
That's great. And I see there's some comments coming in, which I think we can echo because I think they're extremely valid. I think this is Ruth talking about how holistic this approach is and how it's super tailored to the sort of needs and preferences of each individual person, which I think as well is what makes it so effective and so special. So yeah, I think the work you do is extremely valuable. And but I assume it's also quite difficult emotionally sometimes. So yeah, I guess just on a personal level, I just wanted to ask you, what is it that draws you to this work? What motivates you in this work?
Okay. Like I said earlier, Girls Inspired operates on the belief that women and girls should not be limited in discovering their full potential. So that is our drive. That is what inspires us. That is we work around that. Whatever we are doing, whatever program we are designing, is centered on the fact that women should not be limited in discovering their full potential. So we are passionate about women and girls' safety. So that is our drive. We are passionate about women and girls' safety and creating safe spaces for women and girls. So whatever makes women safe, whatever makes women happy, whatever makes women achieve their dreams, whatever makes women achieve their potential, that is what we do at Girls Inspire. So that is our drive. When we see a woman and a lot of men face abuses, gender-based violence, and they are so stuck in some abusive situation, we try to provide intervention because we want women. We are in a world where women should be able to break glass ceiling, okay, by becoming whatever they want to be in life. So that is our drive, and we are so passionate about that.
Yeah, I
Thank
can
you.
really feel the passion for that as well from hearing you speak. So I think I was just checking to see if any questions had come in from the audience, but I don't think there's been any questions, although there's been quite a lot of really interesting comments in there. So I think we can wrap up now. So I'd like to just wrap up by saying a massive thank you to you, Patricia, for your time today and for explaining this to us. And also to Girls Inspired more generally, just for the really important work you do and for giving our community the chance to get involved today. And for everyone who's tuning in, I think it's really clear how inspirational these women are who have been through and continue to face really tough challenges and are still, fighting to rebuild their lives, pursue their dreams, and start up their own businesses for themselves and for their families. So if that has inspired you to contribute to their projects and show them some solidarity and show them your support, then you can go on to, as I said at the beginning, go on to the Freedom United bio, click on the link, then click on the Stand with Survivors label. And there you can read the individual stories, you can donate, you can also send any messages you'd like to share with these really incredible women. And if, of course, you'd like to find out more about Girls Inspired, you can do so by clicking through to their profile, checking out their socials, checking out their website, and finding out about all the really valuable work they do for women and girls in Nigeria. And last of all, if you'd like to support women and girls who are affected by or at risk of trafficking in other ways, you can also get involved in some of our campaigns. So Freedom United has right now in our bio as well in the link, there's a label called Campaigning for Women and Girls IWD2022, where you can see the most relevant campaigns and take action. So Patricia, I can't see you anymore, but I can hear you, so I think you can still hear me. So just thanks again.
Can you hear me?
You can hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, got you.
I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So I just wanted to round up then by saying thanks again to everyone who tuned in and especially to you, and a very happy International Women's Day.